Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Wasteland 3 where I did it. I finally did it. I went through our inventory and I disassembled most of the extra guns. I kept some stuff on hand just in case our lineup changes or people's stats go up or whatever. And of course I kept all of the fancy orange weapons because I don't know what orange means yet. And armor we can't break down. Our extra armor we're just going to have to sell off. And then I used the mods to improve some of our stuff. So hopefully we're all caught up now. We're sort of operating at the mechanical curve. And also we have a couple of people who have leveled up, and we didn't spend their level ups yet. So let's figure this out. What does Quan want next? Quan wants Stormer. That's right. We were already talking about this. Quan cannot get Stormer. Well, then I am going to save skill points, I think, and we'll get there. This only costs 2. What does he actually get on level up? You know what? We're just going to save it. It's fine. He should spend his attribute point, though. No sense in holding off on that. Do we just want more speed? I'm going to push speed. He's got to get closer to people now with the SMG and everything. And then Brass is taken, for sure, that last action point. And what perks are we headed toward with Brass? Superheat an enemy's vehicle with your flamethrower. I mean, that's a lot of... Just turn an enemy vehicle off. It does seem pretty good. How close are we to 7 big guns? We are not that close. Let's... I'm trying to remember. Have we seen anything that requires 8 mechanics to interact with? I don't think we have, but if we do find something that costs 8 mechanics to interact with, I bet it'll be really cool. It'll be really cool to interact with it. I'm taking it. And we might just save the perk point. Now, we'll have plenty of time to get another perk point by the time we're at 7 big guns. So we could get this rocket thing, the mortar blast, which seems fine. We could get explosion resistance, heavy machine gun attack that consumes twice as many bullets. People get debuffed badly. Deals plus 300% damage versus demoralized targets, and we do have a demoralize. You know what? That seems pretty good, actually. Okay, now I think we are ready to... We're ready to move on, but to move on to what? What was my plan? I guess we know we're going back to the Ranger HQ for this. There is the Monster Army bunker stuff. Oh yeah, I mean once we have the chassis upgrade, I guess we'll just kind of figure it out. We'll go drive around, we'll get into fights. We'll shout at people. We'll sing songs loudly. You know, whatever it is that people used to do like out on the open sea. 100% of my experience with this is from playing part of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. The boat parts of that game were pretty good. All of the parts that are Assassin's Creed were not, because it turns out Assassin's Creed sucks. It's a terrible formula for a game. Who knew? Unfortunately, there's no quick move around the town. As far as I know, we actually do have to just sit through a loading screen, then run across town, then sit through another loading screen.
Breaker 19, this here's Dead Red calling the November Cowboys. You reading me out there, caballeros? You all recovered from that big old Colorado welcome that Dorsey's gave ya?
Sorry. Did we read you? Who's this?
Ha! Ain't you nosy?
Well, you're on my freak... Okay.
Switch over to 27.065 megahertz. All will be revealed.
That's weird, because, like, if it's not safe to talk now on this frequency because someone might be listening in, then they definitely heard this and will just listen in there. But, okay, fine. Switch over, and Jim's like, hello?
Howdy, Rangers. Sorry about the clowning. Have to keep a low profile these days. This is your old pal Angie, otherwise known as Ranger Colonel Angela Death.
Okay, Dead Red makes more sense now. Angela Death?
Ha! Somebody remembers me. What do you know? Figured my name would be stricken from the record after me and my crew pulled our vanishing act.
I definitely know her name, but I cannot remember why I know it.
Wasn't our intent when Command sent us out here to reconnoiter. But, well, things took an unexpected turn.
You know, Ranger Command has been wondering what happened to you.
I'll bet. We came out here for the same reason as you, because Command was hoping they could make an alliance with the Patriarch and get some, foreign aid. Trouble was, the more we snooped around, the more we realized that good old Pappy Buchanan was a bloody-handed dictator that the Rangers shouldn't have nothing to do with. Unfortunately, Command didn't want to hear it. Told us they were going to make the deal anyway. Too desperate to be particular. We took a vote, the squad and me, and decided that just wasn't the Ranger way. Instead, we made a pact to take Buchanan down and help Colorado become the home of freedom that Arizona could have been if the Rangers hadn't lost the Citadel to Matthias.
Okay, and you expect us to just take your word for it? I mean, no, her conclusion is the same as our conclusions. Alright, where are you?
Heaven, darling. The Archangel Gabriel's just bringing me another pina colada.
Alright, that's very helpful, but for real. Okay, and why are you telling us this?
Why do you think? We want you on our side, but not without seeing for yourself that Buchanan's a conniving shitbag. That's why I was calling.
It's, like, relatively obvious.
There's a man you should talk to, locked up in an old bunker in Broadmoor Heights and guarded by mercs. So you may have to do a little shooting to get to him. But when you do, ask him about his beefs with the Patriarch. It'll open your eyes.
And how do we find him?
His name is Ironclad Cordite, a warlord of the Eastern Plains, and one goddamn tough son of a bitch. As to how you find him, I'm a little shaky on the details, but I'm told there's a hidden hatch on some monument at Buchanan Park in Broadmoor Heights. And listen, when you do find him, bust him out of there and do what you can to keep him alive. He could help you with Liberty later. Also, if you need more firepower, he's got a shotgun for a left arm.
That seems impractical. Okay, we'll check it out when we get done with what we're doing now.
Gracias, compadres, and good luck. I'll be in touch. Dead Red over and out.
So, I mean, that could be literally anyone. Gave us absolutely no way to identify. Also, I mean, I guess let's go back and do it, but kind of screw the game developers for making you sit through a loading screen only to tell you that you should immediately go back through the loading screen. Like, why not have that call occur as you're approaching the exit? You know, still on the Broadmoor Heights side of the divide. For what reason would you implement it the way they have implemented it? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that happens in this game makes me wonder how much they played the game when they were done making it. Alright, so I mean, obviously we know exactly where this is. There's probably going to be some consequences to this whole thing.
Team November, this is Ranger HQ. A couple vehicles rolled up and set up right outside our base. Real shady characters. Their leader is a woman named La Perla, who claims to have business with the Rangers, but won't specify what it is to us. Ring any bells?
I also feel like these could be threaded together, or like it shouldn't be the case that we hit a loading screen, get onto the next map, immediately get a call that interrupts what we're doing, then have that call tell us to go back through the loading screen, and on the other side of that, then get another call that interrupts that thing that is an interruption of the thing we were already doing. No, I have no idea.
Figured. We'll keep them outside the base for you to deal with in good time. Over and out.
I don't know, maybe things should just be, like, spread out a little bit better. It's a minor concern, but it's like... It's hard to start building up a flow, you know? Alright. So we already know approximately what we're looking for here. Alright, the plaque reads some bullshit. Now that you know what to look for, you can see the plaque is actually a cleverly concealed hatch. There's a tiny pinhole near the top left of the plaque. Well, then I guess stick something in there. The hatch rises, revealing a vertical shaft and a ladder leading down. And then we climb down, I guess. You know what we needed was another loading screen. And then hopefully on the other side of this one, we'll get another call. It does seem like maybe there should have been a reaction, though, right? Because we did that just kind of like in the open. There's definitely people around. It does sort of seem like this is the kind of thing where maybe we should have come up with a plan to clear the area, or waited for cover at night, or right when we come back out, there's just going to be 1,000 men with guns waiting for us up top, right? Because everyone saw us come in here. Either that, or this is going to be some totally different kind of trap.
Agreed. Hydro crew.
I still think it needs some work.
We're badass mercenaries. We're stationed in the hydroponics bay. What about this name doesn't fit?
Hey, I want a cool mercenary group name just as much as everybody else. But it should be the right one.
As long as we agree, Mole Mercs is off the table.
Well, yes, obviously.
So you can tell where I added magazine capacity, because apparently our people did not load the extra magazine space that I gave them, which feels real dumb. Alright. Let's just have people get kind of close up here, and then of course Quan's going to be the scout. What does that say? These luxury accommodations were custom built by the Prudent Planning Company. Prepare for your future today. This is like it's like a bomb shelter.
Lived in this city my whole life. Never knew
Quan,
this was here.
shut up. You're doing stealth right now. Manufacture date 1997. We have here the desiccated remains of cabbage, kale, and potato plants. This is what happens when you forget to water your plants for a century or so. It's hard to imagine they'd even be there. So, I mean, these guys don't seem like they're in fight mode. They seem like we could talk to them. But it's possible talking to them will just provoke a fight. What is all this? They are some serious electrical generators from a bygone age, but they've been offline for decades. We have a saw pup over here. And I mean, maybe we're supposed to talk to him? If there's more combat on the other side of this door, I would prefer to resolve whatever's going on in here first, so I guess let's start with that.
What the hell? How'd you get down here?
How'd you get down here? Well, do I think this is just going to turn into a fight? Because if so, we should, open. I'm gonna try impressing them.
No, we haven't heard of you. Who introduces themselves like that?
It says recognized right here. This is a bad name for a fame level that means that you are not recognized by people.
Also, desert isn't a word. It's pronounced dessert. Did you also say assert instead of assert?
That doesn't... I get what they're trying to do. It doesn't actually work, though. The joke...
Desert
They done a bad.
Rangers. It's a pretty good name for a mercenary crew, though. Evokes wealth and class.
Yeah, that's not... I sort of want to ask, but I also sort of don't want to engage with the writing that I think is probably behind this. Why are we arguing with dead people? Sometimes the writing in this game is pretty good, and sometimes like the not just the moment-to-moment writing, but like the overall structural writing. And other times it's the Payasos, It's a little hard to know what you're going to be in for from moment to moment. I'm kind of surprised that the rest of our team doesn't get to have turns for some reason. Well, I guess just tag a bunch of these guys with explosive bolts and then run away.
Taking
shelter.
I kind of thought we might all get a turn. Oh, this is one of those things where, like, because we're not in the combat area, I can still... This shouldn't be how this works. Either the whole zone goes into turns or nobody goes into turns. What a bizarre... Okay. Well, why don't we give this some attention?
Like this.
And then... just kill a guy, right? And it should be allowing the rest of my people to move. I guess I needed to move them in before. This whole system doesn't make sense at all. So do we just... Can I just, like, walk over? How is this actually going to work? Okay, come on. Stop being an asshole. Seriously? That's some pretty bad rolls, man. It's not clear to me. Okay, everybody has 0 AP, and it just doesn't say that on their pictures. Despite the fact that we initiated there, so they shouldn't.
Awaiting orders.
Okay. Yeah, so the combat system just kind of doesn't work in some weird ways. Hey, his gun actually does some pretty okay damage on the exceedingly rare occasion when he makes any kind of contact at all. Why does Brass have 5 AP? Let's resolve some of this. Are you... You don't have a status effect on you or anything. Yeah, you just are not supposed to only have 5 AP. Okay, well...
Worth it.
Okay, just random noises. How do we want to... So we got you. You have a sniper rifle. You're a relatively high-value target. Let's have Lucia maybe press that guy. How close do I have to get? I have to get pretty close to be able to shoot him. But I can do this and still have 2 shots available. I'm confident we can clean up the other 2. I'm gonna have Lucia press this dude. That's some pretty good pressing. That kind of makes me feel like I maybe want to handle this a little bit differently. Instead of having her spend another... Yeah, let's have you run up and just finish that off with the shotgun. Or, alternatively...
Life goes for cheap.
There we go. Okay, Lucia can just drop this guy, probably. And we still have an 84%. I think I'm just going to take the shots. You would think that Ringer would provide more cover, given the size of the armor he's wearing. Ah, it's a shame.
Ready.
So, the crippled debuff, is that what sapped Brass's AP? I mean, it shouldn't be, because Brass didn't have a debuff on her. What does crippled actually do? Crippled... Okay, that's pretty bad. That is a serious debuff. Unfortunately for this guy, it is unlikely to matter. Okay. Easy enough. I'm sure the conversation with them was not going to be helpful. Dad, I'm glad we finally talked. I haven't been myself since Mom and Sis went missing, and I guess neither of you. At least now we have each other, right? See you when I get back. Well, that seems unlikely. And a bunch of junk. And, yep, that is also junk. And some energy cells. It's a little bit of a bummer that we don't get their weapons, because one of them clearly had an energy weapon. I would very much like to have it. A long time ago, this tank held water for thirsty plants, one assumes. Well, that's a shrink ray. I mean, it doesn't do any damage, it just shrinks people. Honestly, I would rather use my energy cells for other things, I think. Oh, we got some armor mod stuff. Okay. So, there's a pretty good chance that there's going to be more combat on the other side of this door. Which I guess means we ought to... Okay. Great, it spent his thing and didn't re-equip it. It's super weird that it only does it sometimes, right?
Always heard the Buchanan family bunker was somewhere under Broadmoor. Could this be?
Lucia, have you been asleep for 10 minutes?
Thanks.
Oh, we do not have the sneaky shit required. Well, you know, I do just have some skill points sitting. Ah, we only have 4 though. We can't even get there. Then I guess we're not disabling the alarm? Listen, we're sort of a wrecking ball of a crew anyway. Let's just get people in position and get ready to do the thing. Author unknown. Possession of the human form, 1945. Marble and brass. Huh. Alright, what do we got? Pretty much the same guys. They do have some, yeah, they do have some energy pistols. That's a big robot.
Come and get it, scumbags!
What manner of robot are you? You are just a saw dog that is larger than most saw dogs. Alright, so Skelly took a big shot from the marksman. Well, let's open up combat the way we usually open up combat. Okay, no, Ringer got rallied. Okay, it didn't show the thing above his head, but he sure does have 11 AP. This seems like maybe a rocket launcher kind of situation. Gotta dig that guaranteed crit. Oh, right. I would have to reload, and I wouldn't be able to fire again if I did. She is not much of a shot. We really gotta do something about this. Minus crit chance. You know, honestly, it might be worth it. Or... what does it take to demoralize someone? 2 AP. And it affects an area. Interesting.
A penny is too much for your things.
That's not even a good... okay. In the middle of combat, I don't think they're gonna care. Well, it did something. Sadly, it wasn't, like, lethal. I think we're going to do the same thing we did last time, where we try to use Ringer. You know what? If I'm going to have Ringer take this guy down, maybe it is better to just run over and punch him. Because our shotgun is so far below the penetration threshold we're looking for here. Alright, and then Brass should probably, like, get the hell out of the way. Although, also... at the same time, Brass has 23 armor, and maybe should be visible to everybody. Just let her take the brunt of what is to come here. Okay, so we gotta move up. to here gives me 2 shots still. If I just move to right here, I have 3 shots and the ability to back up. I think that's probably what we're doing, actually. Man, we're very good at nearly killing people. I nearly kill people all the time. Alright, Lucia, and your 55 health, you gotta sit down. Ringer is just gonna run over and punch that guy to death. And do the same to this guy. And then, I don't exactly know. Hold on. You will have more turn presently. So, we do not have the penetration to get through this. Do you have... No, you don't have... Shoot, we don't have anybody with an anti-robot weapon equipped. Well, we're just going to have to do it via old-fashioned brute force. Oh, we have this to worry about, too. I didn't even realize that guy was over there. Well... I have 10 AP, huh? So is it the case that every space that costs 2 to get to is unable to shoot him? It sure is. Well, then we may as well move to here. And I'm just gonna put up a variety of explosive bolts. And you can have one. Oh, you're definitely getting one. And then Skelly should probably med hypo. And what do we think about actually attacking? Like, is it even worth it to try, or should I just run away? You know what? Let's put some fire into this guy. We have enough penetration that we're at least dealing most of our damage to him, and then I guess just can't take cover over here because of this potted plant, so I guess move up and take cover here. That's going to get her attacked for sure. She has 83 health. You know what? I'm going to have her go here instead. In the hopes of not being attacked. So Ringer doesn't get to attack again no matter what we do. And he can't really take cover, but I also sort of don't want him to take cover. I'm going to move him to here so at least he has a little bit of cover from the sniper, I guess. Wow, this is a hell of a throw. Yow. Man, that's with damage reduction and everything, huh? Did your bolt not explode? It looks like it didn't. Okay, so... Didn't quite get the job done. This guy is tough as hell. There we go. Alright, we can run over to here. I think the shockwave would hit the gunslinger. It is 2 AP, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Oh, not quite. It wasn't. I thought we had determined that it looked like 3 tiles last time, but clearly it is not actually 3 tiles. If we have Lucia run all the way up here, her getting better shots doesn't matter all that much. I'd much rather her be able to take 2 shots. What do you get with this? You get precision. probably doesn't actually matter very much, so we probably just want to do this thing.
Pay me with the money.
Yeah, the SMG is solid. Seems like a fine weapon. Ringer just barely can't actually do anything here. We might just have him run back for cover. Let's hold off on that. So Lucia can probably just run to a position where she can shoot that guy, and then... Let's see. That's 4 AP. She'll have 2 AP left after the shot. She can just take cover. Well, that's a real bummer. Alright, it's fine. Skelly's on cleanup. She's got it. So do we want to pressure this guy, or... I could just kill the stun dude. That might be the better move. So we don't have to worry about him later. Never mind. Him being stunned does not affect his ability to take cover at all. Alright, so we'll pressure the marksman then. Make him feel unsafe. It's worth a shot. And Ringer helps with the pressure, I think.
Taking the 6.
Okay, additional saw pop is definitely annoying. Wow, that was a hell of a punch. So I definitely want Skelly to just shoot this guy. I'm a little annoyed that that's a 39%. Okay, there we go. Because everybody else, we have a lot of other people who can take a reasonable shot at the saw pup. Hooray! Jim got one. Alright, show me compelling loot. Give me some cool stuff. It's a lot of the same kinds of junk that we've been seeing for a long time. I do like the med darts. We haven't used them, but I like them in theory, at least. Maybe they're a little bit less necessary when your medic is the most mobile person on the team. Let's... Oh, hey, Jim actually leveled up. Jim has 7 skill points now. So I think we're going to buy this level of lockpicking. And then, what else do we want on him? What is the next most important thing? We've kind of been committed to this one thing for so long that I don't feel like I really have another plan. I guess more small arms would be good. Man's gonna need a lot of skill points. And then, do we want Trick Shot? I mean, we often have opportunities to use Trick Shot, I feel like. Well, no, we don't. We often have opportunities to use Trick Shot with Lucia. With Jim, we're mostly standing back and doing morale-based stuff. He doesn't get in quite as much, so I'm honestly not sure. Is any of this stuff relevant? Does it feel... No, none of this stuff feels meaningful. I guess take this. And Skelly got herself a level up. Toaster repair? Is that where we're at? I think that's where we're at. We've definitely seen some higher level hard-ass checks. And we should totally keep leveling up hard ass as well, but also toaster repair. So... I mean, toast is useful. puncturing shot would not be a bad thing to have. Also healthy. You know, I'm going to take healthy, actually, on her. She could use the push. We'll use a little bit of a boost. Alright, so we've been pushing up awareness. Does it make sense to go for something else, maybe? How much crit chance do you get? 2%. 2% per point of intelligence. You know what? I'm going to start boosting her strength a little bit. It is not impossible that to take advantage of all of her fire stuff, we're just going to have to give in and make her a big guns character eventually. And so she should have a little bit more strength so as to wield the big guns.
Never seen the bunkers where my ancestors rode out the bombs. I doubt they were as nice as this.
I mean, this is nice-ish. Alright, got ourselves a token and a grooved grip, which is a nice mod. I do love a good toaster. Oh, fancy. Look at these people putting their booze boxes up on a table. Very cultured.
There are worse places to ride out an apocalypse.
Title unknown, artist unknown. Purchased by A. Buchanan for $5 million. I mean, listen, I don't know a lot about art collecting. That feels like not the right amount of money to spend on that. These shelves are stuffed with hundreds of ancient books on survival, economics, religion, leadership, and public relations. The bottom shelf is labeled Planning for a Post-Civilized World. Alright, so we should have somebody pick up this Cyborg Chicken, and it should not be Ringer, right? Because of the weird way that this works. What a splendid little chicken! It has magnificent feathers, impressive lacing, and a beak structure like something out of a children's book. The bird studies you with a calm, intelligent eye. Even its clucking is well enunciated. You should come with us. It bounces closer, the feathers along its throat tufted, surprise evidenced in its expression. After a moment, it nods to itself and begins waddling in stately pursuit. That is the best kind of pursuit. He did just say le cluck. Did you actually speak just now? Well, it most certainly clucked. Goodbye? It bobs in place, wings spread, and there's something peculiarly elegant about the gesture, like an old queen curtsying. Huh. This cyborg chicken is different. It's not quite the same as other cyborg chickens. Which is a hell of a thing to even know. This letter is written in elegant flowing cursive script on heavy cream-colored paper. It is addressed to Saul Buchanan. The date is almost 50 years ago, when the patriarch was a young man. A letter from Aunt Ellen. Let's see what Aunt Ellen has to say. October 11th, 2051. My dearest nephew, thank you for honoring an old woman's final wish. I'm sure the doctors kicked up quite a fuss, but not even those old buzzards would dare say no to you. I'm sure it must be hard for you to understand why I would want to return here, of all places, as my life draws to a close. Your generation tends to think of bunkers, or we called them shelters in my day, as little more than elaborate crypts. But for me, and many others, this place was a refuge, an island of hope in the middle of a vast and terrible storm. Your grandfather Abraham spent a fortune building this shelter in the 90s, and it earned him no small amount of ridicule at the time, but my brother was not the sort of man who concerned himself with the opinions of others. And when that awful day came, we were ready, when so many others were not. The first few months were the hardest. It was difficult to accept that the world we'd known was gone. Abraham had invited the families of several close friends to join us, so privacy and personal space were hard to come by, but the desperate pleas of those on the other side of the hatch were the worst. They haunt me to this day. But as the months passed into years, this shelter became our new world. We learned to laugh again. I fell in love with a boy, and Abraham married us on Christmas Eve. I taught the children of the other families, and we planned for the future. I am the only one left now who remembers those days. When I'm gone, you may well be tempted to seal this place up and leave it behind. But I pray you won't, because this is your history as much as it is mine. Whatever you are, whatever you may become, it began here. You're destined for great things, Saul, I'm sure of it. Just don't forget where you came from, and the sacrifices others made so you could be where you are today. Your loving aunt, Ellen Buchanan. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's sort of interesting as setting information. I don't think it's directly relevant to anything that's happening right now, though. What is this a doghouse or a dollhouse? It's a dollhouse.
I hear the Patriarch's daddy grew up in a bunker. Maybe those kids' toys were his.
These cabinets contain a vast itemized collection of plastic cassettes for an unknown video format. Too bad nobody can play them anymore. Hold on, before we go through another door, what was over here? Well, we have a generator that is keeping this shut. Well, this looks ominous. Yeah, okay. Everybody just tread real carefully. Looks like a replacement unit that wasn't designed for this space. Someone just crammed it in anyway. So, the water's not electrified, is it? Okay, we got some ice hoppers and a glow hopper. All seems real bad. Seems like some real bad stuff. The provost just ran right the hell in there. They don't seem to care. Yo, these hoppers have a ton of health. Okay, hold on. Maybe we do, in fact, want to go the other way first. Oh, wait, what is this? 100 years ago, this might have been the main power generator for the whole bunker. Now it's just a rusted wreck. Also, we may as well loot this. Okay. Nothing of tremendous import. Let's see what's through here before we go engage in any hoppers. More sculptures, and it doesn't look like a lot of hostels. Oh, shoot. There are, in fact, hostels. Also, that is explosives level 8 that requires. I just assumed that we would be fine. Everybody kind of get down here. Things might suddenly go off at any moment. In fact, I'm gonna set things off.
Survival of the fittest.
Okay, never mind. I guess that was the only enemy. Abstract Artist Nonsense, 1996. Mixed media. We should probably actually... Sorry, I shouldn't be running around like this. We should be running around with Quan specifically. How bad is that one? That one is not disarmable. Boy, this place is very heavily trapped. I guess these guys, like, they must have sealed themselves in quite some time ago, right? Well, there's our man. Ironclad Cordite is a pretty good warlord name. Alright, let's check the other direction real quick. Explosives level 1. Because they... This is where they put the faulty mine. Okay, even more mercenaries. And there's something going on down here. We should probably try to resolve as much of the combat as possible.
Nobody should have gotten here.
Before we spring Cordite, right? Because I don't want him accidentally dying. Alright. I think we're gonna just go ahead and medic kit here. Medic pack. Let's get people put back together for the conflict. Orders are to keep this guy alive, huh?
Can't keep me down.
That's curious. Let's look into that, shall we? So we could probably just move everybody in a bit. And I don't know that it matters too much how we're positioned here. Although Brass and Ringer should be in the front.
So you're the ones who've been shooting.
Damn it. Because, as I was about to say, because we're going to sneak attack anyway. This bunker's filling up with corpses. Get the hell out or you'll join them.
You saying you killed everybody else? Son of a bitch. It doesn't matter. We got orders, and we don't piss ourselves at the likes of you.
It looks like we demoralized him, though, or so. She gave him a debuff of some kind.
This is not the best way to begin an engagement.
Yes. Broadly, I agree. Once again, for some reason, Brass started the fight with half of her expected AP. Tough to say why exactly. Unless there's some kind of, like, very large bug with having maxed out coordination. Alright, can Lucia get close enough to shoot at any of the others? So we can get here with 5 AP. Yeah, I guess this is Lucia's move. Because somebody else can probably finish this dude off. I want to start working on the dude behind him. That's a shame. Alright, so you're out of AP. Quan can... Can Quan get anything better? Wow, no matter where I stand, I get a 61%. Sorry, 71 if I go to cover. Unfortunately, cannot get cover in 2 AP. I also can't shoot that guy with 2 AP. Or by only spending 2 AP, rather. What if I went for a demoralize? I can't quite reach the whole lot of them. Well, that's probably not the right move. Alright, we knew that was going to be an easy pickup. We're going to move Quan to wherever we got to move him to get the shot. Oh yeah, there's this person, I suppose, to worry about. Boy, it's just really hard to hit this marksman for some reason.
Bury me with the money.
Probably, right? Alright, and then, honestly, I think I just box this guy in. I really let him know things are not going well for him. I don't know. Jim just kind of like moved generally toward the combat. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Alright. So Ringer's just gonna punch the hell out of this guy. There's the stun I was fishing for. Next turn we'll give him the whole Shaolin deal. Can we get Jim to demoralize these two over here? Do we have distance for that?
A penny is too much for your thoughts.
May as well do that before we go for the other thing, right? That seems pretty good. Brass is doing some lifting this turn. Alright, can Lucia get a decent shot? Wow, that chair is really effective cover. I'm just gonna take it. I'm just gonna flip the coin here. Skelly's actions always feel really not impactful. Alright, that guy's dead. I probably didn't even need the second volley. We could have just saved the ammo. Wow. He detonated that guy with the force of his punching. Right, garbage. Ooh, a finely penned letter signed by the Patriarch. That could be important. Let's take a quick look at that, shall we? Captain, you and your men have retained, on behalf of Mr. Buchanan, and hold in your custody a pair of Eastern Plains warlords. Mr. Buchanan wants these warlords to remain under lock and key until further notice, and he has authorized continued payments to be delivered to you as long as his wish is carried out. You should be advised that you are guarding two of the most dangerous individuals in the nation of Colorado. Ironclad Cordite rose up through the ranks of the Scar Collectors, no easy feat for anyone to accomplish and still keep most of their organs inside of their body. The man is a fanatic for himself, totally convinced of his own grand destiny to rule all of creation, and he is willing to do anything to anyone to see that come true. Clouds drifting west led a whole pack of fanatics as head of the Godfishers. Those zealots are so crazy they think that his survival has defied the will of their gods. His replacement, the new leader of the Godfishers, Star That Dreams, is reportedly dead set on finding him so that he can appease those gods by killing Clouds. Be on the lookout for them, and don't let word you're holding Clouds spread. Finally, and just as important to remember, no one is to question or otherwise interrogate Cordite or Clouds Drifting West, except for Mr. Buchanan himself. You and your men are instructed to keep them well fed and in fair shape, and that is all. There is no need for conversing with either of them. Your next payment will follow on schedule as before. One nation, one father, signed the Patriarch, dictated not read to Diligent Joe. Of course, he's a very busy man. He can't be reading things. So what else is going on over here? Okay, another one of those trooper helmets. It's pretty nice. And some trooper armor. 6 armor with no strength requirement is actually pretty good. These beds reek of sweat and booze. Alright, before we go waking anybody up, let's finish looking around over here.
Well, that was an anticlimax.
Was it? It's just it's just a room. I guess it's not a very exciting room, but, like, why do we care about that? Fucking Fred! He hates all people with his soul, so he rages like a great asshole. Plus 5% damage versus humans to all squad members. That seems pretty good. So creepy dolls are just... Is that just always active? AP to reload down, but magazine size down. Yo, this seems pretty good. I mean, not for all guns, but there are definitely a lot of guns, for which that is a pretty damn good item. Alright, I think we've got this little wing here sorted. Let's have a look at Mr. Clouds Drifting West. By the way, I didn't do that. I don't know why the camera just zoomed in a whole bunch. I definitely did not do anything to make it do so. In the bed lies a broken old man, dying from multiple terrible injuries, and breathing only because of a machine. His eyes roll toward you as you approach.
Who's there? You removed my captors. Good. Now, take me out of here. I must die under the sky.
I mean, if we take you out of that bed, you're going to die before we leave the room.
Then end my life here. Better than waiting.
Is it, though? Alright, who are you?
It is not mercy that keeps me from killing you. For not knowing my name, my body betrays me.
Alright, but I do know your name because it's printed above your body when I look at you. It's more of a metaphysical sort of question.
I am Clouds Drifting West, leader and prophet of the God-Fishers, slayer of unbelievers, launcher of 1,000 kites.
Holy. I've heard of this guy. Everybody who fought in the Plains Wars knows what he did. He's killed more people than hunger.
Okay, and why are you here?
Buchanan's daughter turned my people against me. They beat me, broke my bones, but I escaped. Came here, ordered Buchanan to make good on our deal. He turns his back and drags me here. May lightning strike him.
You had a deal with the Patriarch.
Deal? He paid me tribute so that I would not raid his lands. Men, women, he delivered to us offerings for kites. Raise them to the gods.
What? Are you serious?
You think he is not capable? A man who rules with a hammer?
You are lying. The Patriarch would never trade innocent lives for security.
Does she not remember the stocks?
Believe what you want, girl.
The Patriarch gave you human beings in tribute. Who were these people?
Don't know. Didn't care. Just blood to bait the gods down from the sky.
Was this guy hunting gods? I mean, that's kind of badass. It's definitely like hardcore crazy and evil, but also it's kind of badass.
Not buying it. Never heard about anything like this, and I hear all the dirt. At least I think I do.
Alright, Well, we're not going to be able to take him anywhere to, like, give testimony. So, his value to us is probably over, and he does want to die. And it sounds like maybe the world would be a better place without him in it. Yeah, alright, we'll end your suffering.
Shut off the machine beside my bed. Gods, prepare my welcome. I am coming home.
The only thing keeping this broken old man alive is this life support machine. Yeah, turn it off. Whoa! That was a much more violent reaction than I was expecting. The old man chokes and bucks, fighting for air, but to no avail. As he dies, his eyes find yours. They do not shut. Okay. Again, I think that was a win for everybody, but it's hard to feel, like, super excited about it, obviously. Alright, let's heal up Quan here, and then we got some levels to spend. We are gaining levels pretty quickly when we actually engage in combat. So, what are we building toward with you? I mean, obviously we're building toward high levels of small arms, but I don't know that we actually care about this perk at all. So, Big Game Hunter's not bad. Yeah, take Big Game Hunter. We are about to be fighting some animals we could definitely use plus 20% damage against. And then we're not going to up your small arms anymore. I might just push survival for her. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And then she is also working toward action points. And Ringer is, yeah, action points. So I think we're saving for brawling on him, right? And I think we'll take Deadly Combo for right now. As if he needed to be better at punching people to death. We do need, like, a new proper brawling weapon for him, though. Alright, and I think that is probably where we're gonna leave it for today, because we got a couple of combats up ahead here that look like they might take a minute. In particular, I'm thinking fighting all those frogs might be slow going. So, this is where we will leave it for right now. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, tomorrow, I guess we're just going to keep filling this bunker with corpses. And then, when we climb out of here, my guess is something real bad's going to happen. And we'll see you then.